Hey all, welcome back. It has been a hot minute since my last video. Things just got really crazy in September, so apologies for that. It is my last semester, and I really want to finish strong. You guys know that I am notorious for just making a bunch of super lofty goals that I have no chance of fulfilling. So I thought this fall, instead of just making a bunch of one-and-done goals that I'm gonna stress myself out over and not meet, I'm gonna instead work on just like introducing some better habits to my life and cracking down on some of my really bad ones. Bad habit number one. Up to this point, my time management has looked like notes on my computer desktop and a lot of, oh, I'll remember that later. Honestly, it has worked out surprisingly well for me up to this point in my life, but I have dropped the ball recently, and so I really want to get better about that and like figure out just a better way to stay on top of all these things. Enter the day timer. I've actually had a day timer for like years and years and years. My mom gifts me one every year, bless her heart. And so it sits majestically on my desk and it usually has a lovely inspirational quote on the front, and I don't really write stuff in it and I don't really look at it even when I do write stuff in it. That is just a classic Nikiism if ever there was one. So habit number one, have day timer, write in day timer, look at day timer. Habit number two, I am really bad for this. When things get busy with school, my tendency is always to just get caught in like a crazy productivity trap where I feel like every waking minute needs to be productive. I need to be doing something for school because there's always something I could be doing. And sometimes I end up taking it like right up until I like go to sleep at night basically, which is just the worst. It's not good for your brain, it's not good for your sleep, any of it. So one way that I'm trying to combat that is to be more strict about shutting down screens at 10. I've been trying to put my phone away like in a drawer at 10 so I'm not like checking messages after that. School stuff doesn't happen after 10. Even like writing, if I want to write after 10, I try to make it like notebook work or like paper stuff instead of just drafting on my computer. Habit number three. This is the kicker because I feel like so many of us do this. I just really want to be better about it. So I've realized that my go-to form of like decompression and like de-stressing at the end of the day is to watch a show. And that's like not necessarily the worst thing, but I just feel like when I am watching a show, I have like no self-control, like when I'm binging one, I mean. So like last semester, things got super busy, and so that became my like reward at the end of the day for working really hard all day. So I'd like go hard. I wouldn't let myself really take breaks because it's like, no, that's tonight. And then I'd get home and just be so exhausted that I'd watch like 6 episodes in a row. Which is so bad. Like I know they're short, but like, So I did not feel great about that once I got through those shows. And I didn't want that to happen this semester. So my plan was just to like not watch anything, but I've actually stumbled on another solution, which I think is a little more sustainable, kind of by accident. So recently a friend of mine and I started watching Lost together, but because our schedules are so crazy, we can only get together to watch Lost like once, maybe twice a week, which has actually been awesome. Just feels like a much more like moderate, healthy way of going through a show, because then when you do sit down to do it, you like don't feel bad about it. It's your movie night. It's fine. Habit number 4, I've been doing like a ton of walking lately, like just going for long walks by myself. And the main thing about this new habit is that I have stopped taking my earbuds with me. Like I've stopped using it as time to like listen to something or, you know, do a podcast or whatever. It's more just like thought time. Because when you think about it, like where else in life do we have space to just like be alone with our thoughts? It actually doesn't happen very much. We're just stimulated all the time. So I've really enjoyed having that time to just like drift in my thoughts or to think about things or to do soft writing. And if you haven't seen my soft writing video, you can find it right here. And sometimes I do it with Reggie. So that's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Speaking of Reggie, my favorite habit that I have started recently, and I haven't been that great about it in the past week, but I'll do better. We have been working through Greek tragedy together. Reggie goes into my parents' room to hang out with them in the evenings. And then when I'm ready for bed, I go in, kind of jostle her awake and bring her over to my room where I hoist her onto the bed. And then while she tries to sleep, I theatrically read to her from like Oedipus Rex or Antigone or whatever Greek tragedy we happen to be reading at the time. Sounds ridiculous, but it's actually super fun. Apparently it's good training for theater. So if I ever get the chance to do theater, I will have at least some training. And those are the habits that I am trying to do well at this semester. There has been mixed success so far, but we're gonna stick to it It's a long-term thing. Also, there are some big things happening in the Blood of Kings world, so if you are a fan of Jill Williamson's Blood of Kings and you want to be up on all the latest stuff happening with the Legends collection, I will talk about it here, but most of the stuff is happening over on Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram, you will see the latest. I am hoping to be more active on Instagram in the future, and if you have things that you would specifically like to hear me talk about or see me post about, let me know. Until then, thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, do not forget to spend some time in the clouds today.